Sometimes you can try so hard at something. Sometimes you can be so prepared and still fail.
When you are where you are right now and you say, I can't take this, I can't handle this, I don't want any more, this is driving me crazy, you are saying, I don't want to go any higher.
Most of you won't be successful because when you're studying and you get tired, you quit. And I'm here to tell you today, if you got somebody came to my office the other day crying. I said, look, don't cry to give up, cry to keep going. Don't cry to quit. You already in pain, you already hurt, get a reward from it. Don't go to sleep until you succeed. Listen to me. I'm here to tell you today that you can come here, you can jump up, you can do flips, you can be excited when we give away money. But listen to me, you'll never be successful until I don't have to give you a dime to do what you do.
How much time do you spend working on you? How much time do you spend every day working on your dream? In the last 90 days, how many books have you read? In the last year, what new skill or knowledge have you acquired? What kind of investment have you made in you? Keep your agreements. Keep your agreements that you make. And establish a network of people who will also do that.
You got to have an insatiable appetite for success, all right, for knowledge. You got to want it as bad as you want to breathe. You got to believe. Believe in what? Believe in yourself. Believe in your dreams. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Listen to me. I challenge you. Why do I challenge? Because I know you can. I know, listen to me. Some of you, you're not even in the game. Can you do me a favor? Get in the game. You could be great if you just showed up. Get in the game. You want to be great. You want to do great things. You want to have greatness. You want to be great.
I've often said a man's character is not judged after he celebrates a victory, but by what he does when his back is against the wall. So no matter how great the setback, how severe the failure, you never give up. You never give up.
It's possible for you to live your dream. It's necessary that you associate with winners, that you work your system, that you are relentless, that you never give up. It's you. You've got to take personal responsibility. You've got to make it your personal business to make it happen. And you've got to resolve within yourself that I can do this, that it's hard, but you've got to say, I'm the one. I'm the one to make this happen.
Most of us live in a drought because we haven't seeded our lives enough. We have been raised in a culture, you've been raised in a family, you've been raised in a neighborhood. Most of our families struggle, fights, relationships, division. Everyone's mad at each other. No one's getting along. And if they do, it's plastic, it's fake. Why is that? It's because we still haven't allowed heaven to fill our earth.
Most of us turn to drugs. It isn't always a medical drug or even an illicit drug, but rather it's the drug of food. It's the drug of distraction. It's the drug of alcohol or cigarettes or something. You got to have a deeper meaning for your life than, oh, I'm on that grindstone again, or I'm on that treadmill. No wonder most people in life turn to alcohol or drugs or television. And even then they can't find something to entertain themselves. Even then they don't sense any fulfillment, because distraction does not create a life of significance. Distraction does not create joy. Distraction will not give you what you're seeking. Drugs will not change your life for the better. Right? What they'll do is hurt you. They'll create pain. And there are all kinds of drugs.
I wonder what would happen to you If you said, I'm going to live to be someone's miracle, instead of saying, when am I going to get mine? Yo, when's going to happen to me, bro? I ain't doing nothing no until I get mine. And God says, really? Well, in heaven, it doesn't work like that. If you want what heaven has, then you've got to think like heaven thinks. This is how we start changing nations. This is how we start changing people's worlds. This is how cities and nations and countries get changed, because people elevate their thinking to how heaven thinks. And we go from heaven and get what's in heaven, and we come to earth and distribute it to the rest of the world. Why be a miracle to someone else? Let me tell you a reason why I believe you, this Christmas, need to be someone's miracle. For this reason. When you become a miracle for someone else, you position yourself to receive a miracle. There is a big difference between needing a miracle and being someone's miracle. There is a big difference between needing a miracle and being someone's miracle. It's like there's a big difference between saying, I'm going to pray for you, versus saying, I'm going to be the answer to your prayer. I'm going to pay your rent this month. I'm going to pay your child's education for a year. I'm going to give you a car. I'm going to pay your doctor's bill. I'm going to be the answer to you. I want us to believe that we can actually be the type of people who no longer need to ask for miracles because we're so busy giving and being miracles to other people. I want you to consider, perhaps, is the reason that you were born was so that you could be a miracle to someone else. I want to ask you to consider this in your thinking today. Maybe the reason why you're here is so that you could be someone else's miracle. Jesus said it's more blessed to give than to receive. So the person that gives is more blessed as the person that receives. The person that gives miracles out is more blessed than the person that receives miracles. How many of you know that we don't think that way? How many of you know you and I have been engineered to always say, I need a miracle, I need a miracle, I need a miracle. How many of you know he's a miracle worker? Because you and I need a miracle, this is a great opportunity for you to hear this message and say, maybe the answer to my miracle is when I become a miracle to someone else. When you think this way, when you believe this way, God entrusts you with different things. God can entrust you with different things. Your generosity releases the miracle of change in someone else. Your forgiveness releases the miracle of healing. Most physical issues in our body are due to the lack of forgiveness in our life. Somebody just won't call someone and say, hey, you know what? It doesn't matter who was right. I want to release you because I want my miracle. How many of you want to live that way? That is when heaven comes to earth. You see that in heaven there is no need for a miracle. But heaven gives out miracles all the time.
We have the heart of people to love others. We want people to love each other, love yourself, dream big, and never give up. We're all looking for hope, aren't we? What are you looking for? Money, drugs, sex, alcohol, pornography, fame, fortune never satisfies. It's never enough.
There are people God puts in our path that need us to hold up their hands. They're not going to win by themselves. They need your encouragement. They need your rescuing hug. They need to know that you care. A gentle tongue brings healing. A phone call, giving them a ride, taking them out to dinner, encouraging them in their dreams. there are miracles in you waiting to happen. And some people just need to know that you believe in them. When you tell them, hey, you're amazing, you're going to do great things, I'm praying for you, that may seem simple to you, but to the other person, it can be life-giving. It can help them blossom into all they were created to be.
So if you're a hard case newbie, the hope for you is that you can actually become better than the guy that has it average. Anthony Robbins says the enemy of the best is the good. So if you use the leverage that your situation is so fucked up and so lame, and you use that as leverage, you'll wind up better than most guys. You have to be willing to take your time. You will not solve decades of damage with one little fucking trick. You're not going to take a pill and solve it. You're not going to do one little thing and solve it. It's going to be a lifelong commitment of looking at nutrition, exercise, socializing, things like meditation. If you don't like meditation, then relaxation, like going into the woods and looking at a fucking deer or something. Going out and meeting people. You build the shit up and you come out of it. And when you come out of it, you can be somebody like a JFK, like a fucking Gandhi, like a Martin Luther King, like these types of guys. Martin Luther King tried to commit suicide twice. You guys see what I'm saying here? JFK went through periods of deep illness, deeply, deeply ill, where people thought he would die. These types of things, right? Winston Churchill went through deep, deep depressions. So you can become one of those people. It doesn't mean you're going to become one of them, because those guys are in their own fucking universe. But, you can become somebody of great power if you've gone through that, because you've been hardened. Do you guys see what I mean here? If you've been through that kind of bullshit, then if you've conditioned yourself to pull yourself out of something like that, if the world gets all fucked up, all the other people, they're used to happiness. They're like, whoa, happy. And they're like, my happy world's falling apart. My happy world is falling apart. Shit gets all fucked up. You're just like, it's all good, baby. Yeah. You don't care because you're adjusted to it. So you've taken conscious control. Do you guys see what I mean? Okay? So there's benefits. Being a hard case newbie means that you can be better than any of the guys that had it easily. It'll be harder to get, but you can excel to a higher level than all the people that were naturally good, if you choose to. But for you, it will be a life of commitment. In the same way that a guy that wants to get kind of big in the gym, if he's going to be big in the gym and he's a hard gainer, little skinny dude, he's going to have a higher commitment level. To get to that level, you're going to have a higher commitment level. You're not going to get to averages easily. And sometimes even striving to stay at average won't work for you because you slip back. So you have to really commit. You have to take your foot off the fucking parking brake, man. You have to burn the boats, as they say, and just go for it. As a hard case newbie, if you do that, you can slowly build those willpower muscles, slowly reacclimate your body to positivity, build up friends, build up abundance, build an amazing situation for yourself. You do amazing, amazing things.
The people who I see crushing it have very strong personal boundaries. And they have very strong personal ecosystems. So what you have to do what I'm talking about here is you have to choose your influences very carefully and choose what am I putting into myself very carefully.
You want to view your brain as a horse, and you have to be good at tricking the horse into doing what you want it to do. Everything that I do on a day-to-day basis is constantly me tricking my brain. But guys are like, well, life isn't fair. Life is tough. No shit. No shit. Of course it's tough. But if you want more, you can acknowledge that life can be competitive and tough and hard, and you can push to get it. The problem with a lot of dudes is they're not thinking very big. And you can tell the size of a man by the size of his problems, can't you? So a man who's very upset and overwhelmed by a small problem is probably a man with smaller ambitions and a smaller circle of concerns, as Stephen Covey would call it. When you expand your circle of concerns beyond yourself, then little small concerns don't affect you as much.
Any thought that goes in your mind should be one of the following. Self-amused happiness, which makes you have an awesome time. Cutting a boundary to bullshit, or if you want to be depressed, use that depressed time for introspection on looking at your life of why it's not going in the direction that it's going. One of the most powerful habits I have, I've said this before, whenever anything goes wrong, I look at I don't care what other people did, I look at what I did today, earlier today, yesterday, the day before, the year before, and I think about what I did a decade ago that got me to where I'm at.
Ladies and gentlemen, it takes courage to live your dreams. It takes courage to manifest your greatness. It takes courage to decide to live. To decide to bring out all of your talents and abilities. To decide to stretch out. To decide to take a chance. It takes courage to be happy, just to be you. It's very important for you to ask yourself a question as you look at various areas of your life. Is what you are doing right now, is it giving you what you want? If it's not giving you what you want, it's going to take courage to decide to do something differently. As you begin to look at yourself and ask some of these questions, what is something that you're good at? Are you living your passion? Are you living your dream? What do you regard as your greatest personal achievement? What is the one thing that other people can do to make you most happy? Just think about these things. What would you do if you had 1 year to live and guaranteed success in anything you decided to do? What would that be? Many of us don't act because we want other people's approval. We want everybody to like us and to accept us. And that's not possible. Many of us don't do the things that we want to do and don't act because of lack of self-confidence. We don't believe enough in ourselves. See, many things we don't do is because of the fact we want people to like us. There's some necessary losses in life. See, we don't have the courage, and that's what it takes, courage. It takes guts to do that which you know you need to do. If you don't have the courage to act, life many times will move on you and make you act. Let me warn you, it can be painful, it will be uncomfortable, and that's where the growth is. When you're uncomfortable, when you're stretching out, when you're taking life by the collar, you're going to get thrown to the ground again and again and again. But when you have determination and you know that what you're doing is right, it gives you your life, it gives a special meaning and power to you, you will have some power from on high. You will discover some things about yourself that will begin to electrify your personality. You'll begin to discover some things about you that you don't know you've got when you put yourself in that type of challenging situation. It's very challenging to act, to do those things. There are times when you're looking at it and you say, I know I need to do this, but I don't feel like it. I don't want to do it. I know I need to do it, yet leave me alone. No, I don't want to do it.
Some people dream of success while you're going to wake up and work hard at it. Nothing is impossible. You should get to the point where anyone else would quit, and you're not going to stop there. No, what are you waiting for? Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday, you said tomorrow. So just do it! Make your dreams come true! Just do it!
I want to ask you, how are you? What heaviness are you carrying? What tears do you hold back? What pain, what fears are kept inside? You don't have to hold on to those fears. You just take one step at a time.
There are some things in life that are out of your control
that you can't change and you got to live with. The choice that we have, though, is either to give up or keep on going. I want to ask you, what are you going to believe? Are you going to believe in yourself? Are you going to believe everybody else's judgment on you? Are you going to believe people when they say that you're a failure? Well, no one really likes you. No one really cares about you. And it's not really to say that, hey, you need someone to come up and say, hey, really, I like you, I care about you. No, it's not that. But it's the fact that people put you down. People don't even look you in the eye. People ask you how you are, and you say fine, but you're not fine, and they'll never know that. I want to ask you today, what are you looking for? If I gave you $1 billion, would you be happy? If you gave me $1 billion, I'd be very happy. But then if my mum dies tonight, am I happy? No. With all the money in the world, I'll never be happy. Why? Because money is something that cannot heal the soul. Think of your friends. You look them in the eye and you know maybe they're not really that happy. You go to parties and you just look them in the eye and you know that they're hurting as well. Everybody's trying to cover it up. Can you lift somebody today? Make the choice today to do something good. Hold on to that hope. Let's say that you have a problem in your life and you want to give up now. Imagine if someone 10 years older who's gone through the exact same thing that you have actually got through it and came to you and said, you know what? I know how it feels. I've been there. I've been going through what you're going through now, but I'm still here. Would that not encourage you? Could that possibly save your life? Yes. You can go up to somebody and say, hey, you're looking good today. When you ask them how you doing and they say okay and you know they're not okay, you can say, no, really, how are you doing? You could save somebody's life. Let me ask you one thing. If you went through your life full of pain, full of tears, and at the end of your life, you actually saved somebody's life, is your life worth living? Is the pain worth someone's life if you could actually save somebody? And just the fact that you're here should persuade you that you have another chance to get back up. There's still hope. You have a choice to either give up or keep going. Give up or get up. When you fail, try again and again and again.
The world is a dynamic place. The world is changing. If you're not changing along with it, you're probably being left behind. People who don't want to work, they don't want to contribute value, I'm just going to speak bluntly here, and I'm not trying to offend anybody, but I'm disgusted by it. I'm really disgusted by people that are giving into that biological inclination to minimize time and effort. Do you guys get it that our biology tells us to maximize value and minimize time and effort? Why do people say like the 7-minute abs? You know what I'm saying, right? 7-minute abs. You know, because again, that appeals to the masses, their desire to minimize time and effort. So I looked at a lot of people that I viewed as failures, and big signs of failures to me were people who did not have a rational paranoia about failure, In fact, many people I know who are very well versed in self-development are the worst little parroters of this bullshit that everything will work out for the best, and they have forgotten the component of taking action. They have forgotten the component of rational paranoia that you will fucking fail if you do not take action. You guys see what I'm saying here? You will fucking fail. Let me explain this to you. Failure is the default. If you don't have a little rational paranoia, failure is the fucking default. It's called being a fucking executor. No excuses. There's no fucking excuse. Execute. Just do it. Do it, bitch. Do it. There's not an excuse. It's 100% execution. Straight up. You have to realize that once you do start working regularly and you enjoy what you're doing, you find the joy in what you're doing, it's really not that hard to work hard. It's actually pretty easy. The hardest part about beating laziness is just the initial shift in gears. It's like a diet. The only hard part of a diet is just that first month. Really, once you're past the first month or two, you just eat healthy food. You just get in a routine with it. It's really fine. Right? So there's always a right way to do things, a wrong way to do things. A right way to get ahead is work really smart, really, really smart and strategically, but be willing to work hard. But it's that first little bit that is kind of tough. It's a little bit of a shell shock when when you're not used to it. You know what makes you happy? Finding something that you like to do, and then having a good balance between hard work, friends and family, hobbies, time off, learning, and work. Success needs to be earned and re-earned every day. So what you want to do is you want to keep building yourself. Take greater and greater challenges. If you actually take what I said to heart here, okay, and you apply it, the things that you can create in your life will be amazing. You realize you can accomplish damn near anything. Damn near fucking anything you want. But I saw that by breaking myself down and putting myself into more difficult situations, I could make progress. And once I saw that little bit of progress that I was making, I could see the longer term reality of that, and I became addicted to it. And it became highly addictive of what could be accomplished. It's really cool. And what's really cool is that when you actually see what you can accomplish with long-term progress, if you can just be fucking patient, it's fucking exciting. If you're just patient and you put the fucking time in for it. Do it the proper way. Take your time. Build it up. Execute.
I don't know what that dream is that you have. I don't care how disappointing it might have been as you've been working toward that dream. That dream that you're holding in your mind, that it's possible. That some of you already know that it's hard. It's not easy. It's hard changing your life. That in the process of working on your dreams, you are going to incur a lot of disappointment, a lot of failure, a lot of pain. There are moments when you're going to doubt yourself and say, God, why is this happening to me? I'm just trying to take care of my children and my mother. I'm not trying to steal or rob from anybody. Why did this have to happen to me? For those of you that have experienced some hardships, don't give up on your dream. Their rough times are going to come, but they have not come to stay. They have come to pass.
Greatness is not this wonderful, esoteric, elusive, God-like feature that only the special among us will ever taste. You know, it's something that truly exists in all of us.
It's very important for you to believe
that you are the one. Most people, they raise a family, they earn a living, and then they die. They stop growing, they stop working on themselves, they stop stretching, they stop pushing themselves. That a lot of people like to complain, but they don't want to do anything about their situation. And most people don't work on their dreams. Why? One is because of fear. The fear of failure. What if things don't work out? And the fear of success. What if they do and I can't handle it? These are not risk takers.
You spend so much time with other people. You spend so much time trying to get people to like you. You know other people more than you know yourself. You studied them. You know about them. You want to hang out like them. You want to be just like them. And you know what? You've invested so much time in them, you don't know who you are. I challenge you to spend time by yourself.
It's necessary that you get the losers out of your life if you want to live your dream. But people who are running toward their dreams, life has a special kind of meaning.
When you become the right person, what you do is you start separating yourself from other people. You begin to have a certain uniqueness. As long as you're following other people, as long as you're being a copycat, you will never ever be the best copycat in the world. But you will be the best you could be. I'm telling you to define your value.
That everybody won't see it. That everybody won't join you, that everybody won't have the vision. It's necessary to know that you are an uncommon breed. It's necessary that you align yourself with people and attract people into your business who are hungry, people who are unstoppable and unreasonable, people who are refusing to leave life just as it is and who want more. The people that are living their dream of finding winners to attach themselves to. The people that are living their dreams are the people that know that if it's going to happen, it's up to them.
If you want to be more successful, if you want to have and do stuff you ain't never done before, number two, I'm asking you to invest in you. To invest in you.
Someone's opinion of you does not have to become your reality. That you don't have to go through life being a victim. And even though you face disappointments, you have to know within yourself that I can do this. Even if no one else sees it for me, I must see it for myself.
This is what I believe, and I'm willing to die for it. Period.
No matter how bad it is or how bad it gets, I'm going to make it.
I want to represent an idea. I want to represent possibilities.
And some of you right now, you want to be, you know what I'm saying, you want to go to the next level. I want to counsel. You know, I want to be an engineer. I want to be a doctor. Listen to me. You can't get to that level. You can't get to the level economically where you want to be until you start investing in your mind. You're not reading books. I'm challenging y'all to go to conferences. I dare you to invest time. I dare you to be alone. I dare you to spend an hour getting to know yourself. When you become who you are, when you become the person that you were created to be, designed to be who you were designed to be, when you become an individual, what you do is you take yourself and you start separating yourself from other people. I challenge you to get to a place when people don't like you, it don't even bother you no more. Why? Because you're not concerned with trying to make them happy, because you're trying to blow up. You're trying to get to the next level. I need you to invest in your mind. Invest in your mind. If you still talk about your dream, if you still talk about your goal, but you have not done anything, just take the first step.
That you can make your parents proud, you can make your school proud, you can touch millions of people's lives, and the world will never be the same again because you came this way. Don't let nobody steal your dream. After we face a rejection and a no, or we have a meeting and no one shows up, or somebody say, you can count on me, and they don't come through. What if we have that kind of attitude? The car's repossessed. Nobody believes in you. You've lost again and again and again. The lights are cut off, but you're still looking at your dream, reviewing it every day, and say to yourself, it's not over until I win. You can live your dream.
Okay, so basically, what goes on is that people in general, this is a common thing with human beings, okay, that human beings have, is that people in general have a desire to want everybody to stay the same. And the reason why we want people to stay the same is so that our world can make sense. Your friends are like this too. Like, if you improve yourself, your friends will be like, what's this fucking shit you're studying? I even did that. I remember my old buddy, he was studying Anthony Robbins, and I think Tony's fucking badass. But I remember in my early 20s, I saw someone saying that, I'm like, you studying? You're like, Tony Robbins? A very important thing in life is trying the best you can to see reality not through the illusion that you wish that it was, but for what it actually is. You're sort of, as you're going out and you're taking a lot of action because you're getting a lot of feedback from the external world and you're seeing a lot of different things, there's going to be a lot of things that you don't want to see. You don't want to see that. But you begin to see it, and what you realize is that the world is not that bad, okay? Actually, it's really fucking cool. The problem is you don't believe that you can change. You don't think that you could be a part of that. You want to try to see reality as accurately as possible, as best as you can. So, over the decade that I did this, there was a lot of very difficult beliefs that I had about human beings, about attraction, about the nature of human relationships in general, about the nature of yourself and of the world that slowly began to unravel for me. And it caused like a lot of sleepless nights. You got to point the finger at yourself, but it's hard to do that. That's very, very hard to do, okay? So the same sort of thing was the case for me when I saw people who were successful in life. For example, people who made a lot of money. So where I came from, if somebody made a lot of money, they're lucky, cheaters, criminal, basically luck, got from the parents, they lucked out, or they're cheating the system, or they're dicks, or they're just fucking dicks. Now again, why is it easier to believe that? Because by choosing to believe that, you get to maintain that like confidence preservation mechanism. It's like you still get to be confident about your life choices because you can find a way through mental gymnastics to look down on that person, okay? Now, since I've been running a business for over a decade, I've met many, many, many of the top entrepreneurs you would ever meet. People whose products you guys are wearing right now or have in your house. And usually when I meet them, it's quite surprising to find out they're not like these big fucking dicks. And they didn't cheat the system, although maybe they were aggressive in business in somewhere or bent some rules. I don't know. I mean, probably got to bend some rules here or there. But the point being, they didn't cheat the system. They probably work really fucking hard. The general view that I found of most guys that have a lot of money is they're in what's called abundance. They already know how to make money because they've established the work ethic, the confidence. They understand how business works. They could go build another business in 2 seconds. If they could just snap their finger and have their whole financial fortune wiped away to make everybody else in the world properly thinking people who knew how to be self-sufficient, they would do it because they have that sense of abundance that they could rebuild it. Most successful people have been on the brink of failure so many fucking times and been through so much turmoil to get to that point. They're just like, wow, I'm really lucky to be here. You never know how long this could last. This is just fucking great. I'm fucking wow. That's what most people are like. But again, most people, they don't want to see that because they don't want to question their own beliefs. Okay, so your mind is going to choose a vehicle of beliefs, and that comes from what I call brain and lane. So all beliefs are a vehicle, okay? So literally, it's like a caterpillar or a butterfly. The belief system that you have is simply a vehicle that gets you from point A to point B, and then eventually, if you're smart about it, you can change vehicles to get from point B to point C, and then you change vehicles to get from point C to point D. I believe that our mind actually auto-detects how intelligent we are and how much vagueness, ambiguity, complexity, case-by-case basis, gray area, paradox that we can cope with. If your brain detects that you have the mental strength to do things like seek first to understand, then to be understood, or that your brain has the mental strength to work really hard, or your brain has the mental strength to cope with setback, because most people, what happens when most people get a setback? They freak the fuck out and they give up, right? They freak the fuck out. They get a setback, they freak out. How many setbacks do you think that I've had to get to where I'm at with RSV? What would you guess? Many of them are public. They're quite public, okay? And the ones that are not even public are probably a lot worse too. So I've had to deal with setback, but again, you have to have the mental strength to do it, right? I didn't cultivate that overnight by any means. I still work on it now.
You can evolve in whatever way you want. But make no mistake, you're always changing and you're always evolving. You can create a life of your own design. It's the most incredible fucking thing.
Freedom is the opportunity to live your life as you want to live it. The urge for freedom is so much a part of human nature that it can never be suppressed by laws, slogans, or commandments. There's a difference, however, between the urge and the reality. For most people, freedom remains a pleasant fantasy, something to dream of while carrying out daily obligations in the real world. Most people spend their lives talking vaguely of what they want in life, what they think they're missing, why they don't have it, and who it is that prevents them from being free. For most people, freedom is an if only. If only it hadn't been for my wife, I would have been a success. Or if only, here, what do you write down? It hadn't been for Roosevelt or Nixon or whoever, the country would be free. The unfree person can never fully repress his urge for freedom, whether he considers his jailer to be his family, his job, society, or the government. And so from time to time, half-hearted attempts are made to break free from the restrictions. But unfortunately, those attempts are usually depend on the individual's ability to change their minds, the minds of other people, and so optimism eventually turns into frustration and despair. It's like we all have this vision of, say, who we want to be. We all do. Like an ideal of yourself. Like, if only I could do this. If only I could talk to girls. If only I could actually pursue my dreams, pursue my bliss, if you will. Yet do you do it? Not really. We could really view it like we all pretty much live a life of slavery in a way. Slavery to, say, other people or what other people think of you. Huge one. It's like we're slaves to the thoughts of others. We're scared of being criticized. We're scared of what people think of us. If you had all the money and all the time in the world, what would you do? And that's like the best way of doing everything. It's like if you have an infinite amount of money, infinite amount of time, infinite resources, what the fuck would you do? You're here until you die. There's that saying, no one gets out of here alive. Whatever you accomplish during this lifetime, you're not taking it with you. How much money you make, you're not taking it with you either. Whatever reputation you have, whatever people think of you, you're not taking that with you. You may even leave a certain legacy behind. But guess what? At some point, the sun's going to explode, the world's going to explode, and your legacy is gone. Funny enough, too, who gives a shit what people think of you once you're dead? Do you care? Like, people will remember my name. What does it matter? Following the trail of why, what the fuck does it matter? It doesn't matter at all. So why do it? Why not? That's really it. It's like you're here for a certain period of time, and you're dead. You can choose. You can check out early. You can do nothing. You can accomplish stuff just to accomplish them. It's like, what will make it a better experience? That's what drives me in life. That's why I do this. Like for me, what makes my life a better experience? Seeing how far I can go. Seeing how far I can go in terms of reaching my potential. Helping people. Sharing. Just the fact of helping people and sharing, helps other people, but also makes me feel good. The act of giving, if you will. Makes it a way better experience than just sitting there and doing nothing.
Most people never realize their dreams. They never get the car they want, start the business they want, make the money they want, because most people are so busy being afraid that they never take their shot at a real life. Most people choose their path out of fear disguised as practicality. You do the smart thing, the safe thing. You go to school like you're supposed to. You get a job like you're supposed to. You get married and have kids like you're supposed to. Who the heck is setting up all these rules for your life? Who are these people telling you what you can and cannot do? And more importantly, why are you listening to them? Have your parents accomplished what you want to accomplish? Even though what they tell you that you should do is set out of love, how can they advise you when they've never gone where you want to go? Why do you let their limited view of the world hold you back from doing something great? I want you right now to pause and take a look at your life. Look at your friends, look at your family, look at the books you read, the videos you watch, and the media you consume. You have hidden talents that you're not using because your environment is holding you where you are. You need to decide whether you are going to live your life or someone else's version of your life. Find that hidden talent of yours and nurture it. Believe in it. Pursue it relentlessly. Stop listening to the doubters, the haters, and the naysayers. If someone hasn't done what you want to do, their advice is meaningless. Who are they to counsel you? If anything, you should do the exact opposite of what they say because you don't want a life like theirs. If you want a great life, then you need to do something that you can be great at. That's always the start. Trust your heart, not your head, and follow your passion. It will lead you to places that your head cannot contemplate. You need to have an illogical, irrational, irrevocable love for what you're doing. You need to embrace your hidden talent and show the world what you can do. Surround yourself with people, ideas, and resources that push you to stretch your comfort zone and become the best version of yourself. You have an important mission to accomplish, and every day you waste is one less day you have to make your dreams happen. Now, I don't know what your hidden talent is, but I know it's powerful. It's something you can change the world with. And you can either believe that, or believe what all the underachievers around you think. It's time to start living your version of your life. No more excuses. Every great dream begins with a dreamer. Always remember you have within you the strength, the patience, and the passion to reach for the stars to change the world.
Right now, we have the most valuable asset on earth on our side, time. But it's running out.
We have control of our minute, our hour, our day, our week, our month, and our year.
It's later in life. As you look back on your life, the windows of opportunity has closed. Your ability is no longer present. And you think back that you could have been great. Right now, you have the ability to never have that debate inside your head. Because that's the debate you can never win. Everyone's like, oh, Craig, you're lucky. You got the cover. You got this, Craig. You're lucky. Everything you do is luck. Bullshit. Because before it was luck, it was a belief. And every day with no one watching at 5 in the morning by myself, I trained it because I believed in it. Then I mastered it. No, I remastered it and remastered it in hopes that one day my trained ability collided with an opportunity to show it off.
You will always be in control of your destiny.
It's all you.
But ladies and gentlemen, go into action with your dream. And don't avoid where the fights are. Get in the midst of the fight. Get knocked down so you can learn how to fight, so you can hold your position.
The other thing that's worst case scenario is fear. For many of you guys, it robs you of your true potential. Why is that? Because it's a parasite. It feeds off you, the host. Its fuel is confidence. When fear comes into your body, it's at its weakest state. You could kill it right there in a second, but you don't. You turn your back to it.
What's the benefit of allowing fear to hold you back? What's the benefit of giving up on yourself? of not stepping out on life and taking life on, what is the benefit for you? What's the plus in that? You've got to ask yourself, how long am I going to allow this to hold me back?
And right now, you guys are sitting there. And to make that first step is the hardest step.
That was my vacation. 2015. Damn, I ain't gonna leave nothing on the table, baby.
Some decisions are major decisions. And also there are a lot of small decisions that we don't make. That they tax our minds, they drain our energy. They create a lot of anxiety and nervousness and mental torment. Because we don't take care of it. We decide not to decide, which is a decision. Deciding to decide, to act, is a major, major challenge for all of us at different points in different areas of our lives. And there are things that happen to us along the way, experiences that we have that prevent us from working through the mental block of acting, of doing those things that we know we ought to do. What is there that you know you need to do, that you want to do this, but for some reason or another, you've been holding back? For some reason or another, you just have not been able to gather your nerves or be able to work through the procrastinating or putting it off or justifying or blaming. Some reason or another, you just haven't done it. And you know you ought to do this. You really want to do this, but you don't know why you haven't done it. In order to begin to reinvent your life, you've got to make a conscious, deliberate, determined effort. That you really got to put all of yourself into it. It's very challenging to act, to do those things. There are times when you're looking at it and you say, I know I need to do this, but I don't feel like it. I don't want to do it. I know I need to do it, yet leave me alone. No. I don't want to do it.
If you want to make a difference, all you got to do is one thing. This is how you get started. You want something different? Listen to me. All you got to do is make a decision. That's it. And for those of you who've been making the wrong decision, all you got to do is make the right decision. But if you want to make a difference, make a decision. Are you hearing what I'm telling you?
I think that among the things that prevent us from acting is the fear of failure. And if you've already failed, you don't want to fail again. The pain of that, the disappointment, the fear of loss is another thing. Because many times when we do those things that we know we need to do, we feel that we might lose somebody that we love very much and care about. We don't want to hurt anybody. Many of us don't act because we want other people's approval. We want everybody to like us and to accept us. And that's not possible. Many of us don't do the things that we want to do and don't act because of lack of self-confidence. We don't believe enough in ourselves.
I'm trying to give you control of your life back. Some of you ain't got control. You talking about your job. You got control. Listen to me. Some of you talk about your economics like you ain't got no control. You got a control. I want you to know that your life right now is a sum total of your decisions. Not your mama's decision, not your daddy. Listen to me. Even if you made their decision, you decided to make their decisions. So I need you to do me a favor. I need you from this day forward for the rest of your life, make a decision.
See, many things we don't do
is because of the fact we want people to like us. There's some necessary losses in life. When you decide acting in your best interest, you're going to lose some friends. Everybody's not going to approve of you. There's some people that won't like you. Who do you think you are? You're arrogant. What do you think you can do?
Father can demonstrate the abilities of a responsible parent.
If you don't have the courage to act, life many times will move on you and make you act. Life will whoop your butt so bad. You will be so miserable, you will catch so much hell, you say, yes, I will do it. What do you want me to do? Take me. You're going to get thrown to the ground again and again and again. But when you have determination and you know that what you're doing is right, it gives you your life, it gives a special meaning and power to you.
Well, I'll take you, Bill.
Your life is miserable right now. You are unhappy right now. You wish you could get a new life. You do whatever it took to get a new life. And I'm telling you, it don't cost money because the kid didn't have money when I did it. Listen to me. The kid didn't have no country club membership. The kid mama didn't get me no gig. The kid didn't have advertisement. You know what I did to get where I am right now? I made a decision.
See, let me share something with you. The easiest thing I've ever done was to earn $1 million. The most difficult thing I've ever done was to believe it could happen to me. That was the most difficult part. To believe that given my circumstances, if my birth parents came down this aisle right now, I would not know either one if my daddy came up here or my mother came up here. Given the fact that I was born in an abandoned building on a floor, being labeled educable, mentally retarded, not having any college training. I used to feel all my life that people who had college degrees were more intelligent than me. I remember going to see the late Dr. Norman Vincent Peale, the author of the book, The Power of Positive Thinking. And I used to look at him up on stage and I said, I could do that. I would love to talk to people. I'd love to talk to people. And I said, I could do that. But then when I started going back to my car, my mental conditioning activated itself, and it said, Les Brown, you can't do that. You don't have a college education. Les Brown, you can't do that. You don't have the training. You've never worked for a major corporation. You can't do that. What makes you think you can earn $5, $10, $15, $20,000 in an hour? You don't earn that now working for 2 or 3 months. What makes you think that you can speak for AT&T, Procter & Gamble, McDonald's Corporation, General Electric? These are clients I have now. You've never even worked for them. How many of you ever thought about something you wanted to do and you talk yourself out of it? Raise your hand if you know what I'm talking about. That inner conversation is what's going to haunt you. Here's something else. It's possible you can live your dream.
If I can see it, I'll believe it. No. If you believe it, you can see it.
You might never fail on the scale I did, but some failure in life is inevitable. It is impossible to live without failing at something, unless you live so cautiously that you might as well not have lived at all, in which case you fail by default.
You've got to be willing to go into action. Don't wait around for things to be just right. Don't wait for things to be perfect. Don't wait for the ideal situation. It will never be ideal.
You think it was easy? No. It's simple, but it's not easy. It's possible you can live your dream. It's necessary that you have goals, that you write them down, that you surround yourself with a support team, that you are creative.
It's you that you must take personal responsibility to make it happen. George Bernard Shaw said, the people that make it in this world look around for the circumstances that they want, and if they can't find them, they create them. It's hard. No, easy is not an option. However, ladies and gentlemen, what you will discover is that it's worth it. It's worth it.
You must work on yourself continuously. Never be satisfied with yourself. Always know that as you invest the effort and time on you, that's the greatest ability that human beings have above animals. See, a dog can't be anything but a dog. A tree can't be anything but a tree. Human being, you've got unlimited potential. You can put effort on you, and by concentrating on you and developing you, you can transform your life wherever you are right now.
But you got to put a new mind in you. You got to get out of your mind. You got to begin to restructure your thinking. Every day, you've got to begin to recondition your mind. See, many of us go through life making choices, thinking it's our choices, and it's not. You've got to die as you are now. You've got to be willing to give up who you are now for what you can become. Certain things will no longer fit into your life. And so therefore, as you look at yourself, you've got to have this vision of yourself beyond your circumstances.
You want to live life with energy and passion. You're going to get some ideas. You're going to feel your adrenaline flowing, and you're going to think about something, some idea you had. You say, I want to go back and I'm going to look at that again. And you'll get all kind of creative ideas.
So every day you have to sell yourself and get out of your mind those old thoughts, that old belief system. Every day you've got to sell yourself on that it's possible. That you have the vision and never give up. That you become creative and relentless and keep on coming back again and again and again. And that it's you that you've got to take personal responsibility to make it happen. And that it's hard. Easy is not an option. And when life knocks you down, jump back up and say, it's not over until I win. No matter how bad it is or how bad it gets, I'm going to make it. Say that to yourself every day.
You can write everything down if you want to. Be brave enough to write every one of your goals down. But I'm going to tell you something. Life's going to hit you in your mouth, and you got to do me a huge favor. Your why has to be greater than that knockdown. And I love it. Buster Douglas got knocked out. Nobody ever got knocked out by Mike Tyson and ever got back up. It was almost a 10 count. He was stumbling. They were 4, 3, 2, 1, and ding, 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 saved by the bell. He goes to his corner. The whole world is like, yep, that's it. Once he comes back out, that's it. Mike's going to just hammer him. And exactly that. Mike Tyson came out like, I got him. I got this kid up against the rope. Listen to me. Many of you right now, life's got you up against the rope. You can't give up. You can't give in. Listen to me. If it was easy, everybody would do it. And if life's got you backed up, I need you to do what Buster Douglas did. Buster Douglas started fighting back. The world was shocked. Goliath has been knocked down. What happened? And they went to Buster Douglas and they asked Buster Douglas simply like, what happened? And Buster Douglas said, listen to me. It's real simple. Before my mother died, she told the whole world that I was going to beat Mike Tyson. And 2 days before the fight, my mother died. Buster Douglas had a decision to make. When his mother died, he could die with his mother, or he made a decision, I can wake up and I can live for mom. And he knocked Mike Tyson out simply because his why was greater than that punch. His why was greater than defeat. His why was greater than his trial and his tribulation. And I'm telling you, if you don't know what your why is and your why isn't strong, you're going to get knocked out every single day.